To always be united with Christ. This is my life's program. Impressive words for 15 years old. His name was Carlo Acutis, born to an Italian family in London. He spent his brief time on this earth, like so many young people in his generation, involved with games, school, and sport, computer, friends, and animals, especially dogs, for which he had a great passion. But in the midst of his life, so similar to his peers, there was something different: his extraordinary friendship with Jesus. This was Carlos' secret. It was precisely an encounter with Christ that characterized this young man who lived in a simple, coherent faith. If we failed to recognize the Christological dimension, we fail to explain the whole of Carlos' life, and we will completely fail to understand what was going on the depths of his soul. To be a kid like any other kids means to live in the company of friends, to joke around with them, to hang out in the schools with them, and run through the streets of your neighborhood with them. Today it also means to play with the technological toys to have come to define a generation. It also means to come up with a great plans to the future with boundless energy typical of that age. This is clear that Carlo lived every moment of his life intensely, but without ever excusing himself from his duties. Despite the small thrills that come in any adolescent's life, he confronted everything with optimism and joy, and always had the other person as his main interest. Perhaps it was this great love and interest in his neighbor that attracted everyone to him. Even when he was still a baby, every person encounter was an important event for Carlo, for he saw in the other person an image of God, whom he loved so deeply in this rich, variegated, and fragmented life. Carlo inserted the presence of Christ, whom Carlo accepted with his entire will and desire to do good.